Welcome to Boatcast, a podcast on a boat where we gently float with the stories. Uh, this edition of the podcast is part of the International Spice Route Conference, which was conducted by the Muziris Heritage Projects, which has called scholars from across the world and India, 22 countries and various parts of India. And from one such part is the guest of this edition and this episode. Uh, and she is expert on Indian Ocean studies, and we'll have a lot of engaging conversation with her. Uh, Dr. Chhaya Goswami, who is from Amchi, Mumbai, which is my land, and she is from studied in from Mumbai University. She did her after her doctorate, her PhD. She finished it from Mumbai University. Right now, she is the head and associate professor of Center of Indian Ocean and Transoceanic Studies at Somaiya School of Civilization Studies, which is at Vidyavihar, Mumbai. And she is doing a lot of work on digital restoration of archival digital
Repository, yes.
um, so welcome to the show,
Thank you so
Chaya.
much. Thank
I
you.
will not because you are Mumbai ki ladki. I will
Yeah.
only call you Chaya and not Doctor
Sure, sure,
Chaya.
sure, sure.
Chaya, you have tell me how come you got interested in this aspect in your life from and you chose this Indian Ocean and Indian
Yeah.
Ocean studies and the sea routes
Okay.
as a study material.
The story is quite long, but I'll just cut
No,
it short
we
because
have the time.
I belong to Kutch, and my parents were very supportive, though worried about the societal engagements of getting child settled with marriage and everything. So initially the hiccups were there about how much I should study and all, but then as time passed by, the maybe the circumstances became very favorable, and yeah, so the idea was Kutch. And being a Kutchi, I went over to my supervisor, Professor Mariam Dosul, and I told her that I don't think so I'll be able to continue much because I may get married to a Kutchi and get settled in Kutch one fine day. So she just picked up the keyword Kutch. So, okay, even I belong to Kutch. I have my roots there. Her parental roots are there. So she said that why don't you think of researching on Kutch? I said, here they are not allowing me much to study further. Then you are talking about research and all that. How is it possible? Don't worry about all that. We'll just look into all this. So I just went back home, convincing my mom that I can continue all of these things after marriage also. So it won't have any problem. So let's go for this. She said reluctantly yes. That okay, if you're doing it on your own. I'm not going to support you anyways. So with my small little amount of 1500 rupees I invested in registering for PhD and then got into this. And when the subject was given, it was about craft, artisans, and the commerce of 19th century Kutch, which I was not getting really inclined to. Initially, I thought, what am I going to do with these arts and crafts and all that? So then I decided to switch that because of initial reading. I got one word, Zanzibar. I said, this keeps coming, but it is not giving me the details, not giving me the idea. What is this Zanzibar? Where is this Zanzibar all about? Because Zanzibar, quite now it's known. But those days when I started, it was really not popular in the literature, history, wherever, whatever you end up reading. So that particular catchword, Zanzibar, took me to all of these things which I am doing till today.
There are so many Gujaratis in
Yes, yes,
Zanzibar.
yes.
Spoke-
So it was written in the records that customs masters, the Kachi, and controlled the Zanzibar customs house and very near to Sultan. And I was intrigued by this fact that where do I get? So the archives, then the archives, Maharashtra State Archives, that is also, where there is one funny anecdote with that because I end up saying this to my supervisor again, going back to her saying that, ma'am, there's nothing in the archives. And she laughed very loudly, saying, you go, I'll come. She never came after that, but I stuck to the archives for 3 long years. And in those 3 long years, I discovered so much about Muskets, Zanzibar, Kutch, that there is this triangular trading relations, which I ended up exploring and writing a book also out
So
of.
you said you got a catchword, Zanzibar,
Zanzibar.
but it's an. I want you to change it in your future conversations. You call it. I found a Kutch word.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I had to say, use this pun.
Mm.
So
Correct.
so it's interesting. So
Yeah, I
that's-
mean, how, things emerge.
Hmm.
I think because you are maybe, that your inner instinct is that you should research on something which is not much known or untapped records which are giving you more ideas about that subject. So I think that is how I just initially, of course, everybody, they research, they are lost what they are doing, they are not very sure about, but eventually down the line you have an idea, the picture gets clear, the picture emerges also. So this is how the research then takes a good shape.
So
And
Zanzibar is Africa.
Zanzibar is East Africa,
East
then
Africa,
Arabia, that is
then
Eastern
Muscat.
Arabia. Yeah, Muscat is Eastern Arabia,
Eastern Arabia.
and West Coast of India, that is Northwest Coast of
That
India,
is not-
Kutch.
that
So
is-
a triangular.
So which was this Jakoi or was it?
Okay, so the ports which I looked for initially, all the ports, so from Lakhpat, Jakau, Mandvi, Mundra, and Tuna. But Tuna almost vanished by them, like the way you see Muziris being vanished. So obviously the port to port transfer history is also there. One port vanishes, another emerges, like that. So out of all of these ports, the key port emerged was Mandvi, and the very supportive and complementary port being Mundra. So Mandvi and Mundra made a good combination to took it to the Indian Ocean, and of course first the Arabian Sea, and then from there the Western Indian Ocean.
Mandvi is just off Bhuj, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, it takes just 1.5 hours time by road if you travel. But Bhuj is to the central of Kutch, and this is at the I situate at the north coast of the Gulf of Kutch.
Which is Jakoi?
No, that is northwest extremity. Now
Yeah.
North Gulf of Kutch divides into north and south.
Okay.
So the north is Kutch,
Okay.
south is Kathiawar. So between Kathiawar, so Mandvi touches there.
Okay.
So Mandvi is at a very nodal, or you can say strategic point.
So are you from Mandvi?
No, I am not from Mandvi. I am from Abrasa, Kothar.
Abrasa, okay.
Oh, that's again northwest
That's-
where Jakau is closer.
Jakoi is,
Jakau is
I've
closer.
been-
So I'm from Kothara, Nalia. My mom is from Nalia and father from Kothara.
There is a famous dargah in Abrasa.
Oh yeah, there are. In fact, if you go to Kutch, every walk you take and there you see Dargah, is so serene kind of feelings you get there, because it reminds you of the liminality.
Hmm.
That this is a liminal space, syncretic framework or framework you can kind of negotiate here.
Hmm.
That people are believing in this fluid interaction and having the everyday life built around that. It's a built environment, right? But it is negotiated over the period of time in a very harmonious way.
Yeah. So when we're talking of dargahs, it is the Sufi or the Shia
Yeah, the
system.
peers. Yeah,
The peers.
the peers.
Especially
The peers.
stronghold in,
Yes, we also believe in Hajipir.
Hajipir.
In fact, we have this custom of having mannats,
Hmm.
manta. So manta rakhe, if your child is sick or something, the parent would immediately think of Hajipir. That was the case with me also. My mom thought of that, and I ended up going to Hajipir, and I was asking her, where are you taking me to? It's so at the northwest extremity, right? So it's so the journey is really hard by road, and in those days definitely. But then Hajipir gave me that enchanting coming back when I'm mutating all that. I'm like, okay, this makes a lot of difference in what you become, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hajipir gave you the Indian Ocean actually.
Hajipir is, yeah, blessing, you can say.
Okay, now let me ask you,
Yeah.
uh, these spears and this culture came in from Arabia directly, or it came from Arabia, it went to Zanzibar, and it came to Kutch?
No, so the traversing of this is Indo-Persian
Okay.
or Perso-Arab also. So it's Perso-Arab Indo.
Hmm.
And then you go to East Africa. So East Africa doesn't come that early in this discourse. There is this, maybe you can see linear trajectory, which is like at the same latitude, Muscat and Kutch or Mandvi, the same latitude of voyaging. But at the same time, you can say it becomes very complex because there are many layers getting added here. So then it can be influences reciprocal or reciprocated. Like here it is going, there it is going. So it's like porous. It's becoming porous.
There was this part, which is Kochi and Kerala and Muziris. There was a huge shipbuilding tradition, and ships were built here, and they went to the Arab world.
Sure. There is this exchange.
Was there a shipbuilding tradition in
Yeah, very strong.
Kutch?
Very strong. Yeah.
And how was it different from the one which has happened in this part of Western India or the western coasts of India?
Okay. So, I look at something called intercoastal navigational mobility. But
It's a part of your study?
yes, it is. It is. It is. It is like right now I have this IKS project on maritime tradition from Ministry of Education. Our college, our university, Somaiya Vidyavihar University has housed that. We are being awarded that project, and we are looking at maritime traditions and seafaring traditions also. So both of the themes are very exciting and give you a lot of depth about how to see the ocean, how to see the sea, gulf, all the archipelagic memory, everything. Yeah, there are many things because Kutch formerly was an island. So it's island story also, right? So in this, we have Mandvi. Mundra used to have, but not much of that. But Mundra would be a backup for the shipbuilding here, because obviously it's giving employment to many. So you can't say just Mandvi concentrated. It's a hub. It's a shipbuilding hub. There is a shipyard. There's Jahajwado. Jahajwado is a very um, different landscape where it's a lot of hustle bustle going on. It's a noisy soundscape, and it gives you the idea about that what must be that busy days or heydays of sails and ships and vessels, and huge size. The size is also very impressive. Till today it's going on, and we are very lucky that we are having it, this heritage preserved by the Badalas and the Malams and the Kharwas and all. But Badalas are primarily investing in this shipbuilding now. But we have all these seafaring communities. We have Vadha Sutars also. They are experts. Then there is something called guiders. They are the engineers who are, you know, planning and designing the entire shipbuilding.
So I will
It's an enterprise.
I will bookmark that, and I will come back to that word Malam a little later.
Oh yes, Malam.
Yes, but
Malam is a protagonist.
I want to ask you about this whole shipbuilding traditions that happened
Yes.
in Kutch, in Mandvi, and probably in Mundra. Was there any exchange of technology from Malabar?
Yeah, if you want to connect through Kutch and Kochi and some similarities or technology transfer, I think it is there because previously, traditionally, none of the nuts and bolts were used, so it was all stitched technology, right? And for that, you have to be resourceful. And what resourcefulness would be teak, right? all that, and then the kois. So who's manufacturing it? There is this exchange, right?
Okay.
They will come down to Malabar, definitely.
Okay. Okay.
You have to have. So I think it is very enabling kind of a process. It enables through different ecologies. The ecology of Malabar is definitely helping Mandvi's shipbuilding enterprise.
Yes, and such an interesting thing you said about stitching. They are called joineries.
Joineries, yeah.
Yeah, and
Even
what-
government of India recently got this stitched boat replicated, and the travels are going on, voyages is going on.
Yes.
So that's one of the things which is giving you the idea, reviving the age, or at least bringing in front of you to imagine that what must be the idea of taking it to sea with such strong, sturdy vessels. And the as you said, joineries. Now these joineries also need such binding, so they have greasing technology with fish oil, and the fish oil has a pungent smell. So if you enter the shipyard, you feel, okay, this smell sensory, gives you the idea, okay, you are at that spot. So that space gets defined because of such smell, such sound. It's like, it gives you the idea that, okay, this is the laborious enterprise where many things, even health hazards and everything gets compromised just to get one ship erected. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. What are the earliest records of trade between Kutch, Muscat,
Muscat.
and also Zanzibar?
Okay. So, I mostly research on early modern and around 18th and 19th centuries, and these centuries are clearly telling us the story. But Mandvi comes in inception from late 16th century, when Rao Khingaji the first, who came up with this idea of getting this Mandvi port constructed and giving it the harbor a definition, because that is the state enterprise and that is the state initiative rather, right? So the princely state definitely played a role. Then you have Rao Bharmalji, who brings Mundra. So one one dynasty is concentrated in investing this particular maritime enterprise. That means that very idea means that there was this strong mobility of merchants, seafarers already in place. Otherwise, why would you think of having a port? So if I have to date it somewhere, it must be the 16th century, from where the idea of getting to Muscat starts. Because already they were there from Sindh and Thatta, especially Nagar Thatta. So the Thattai Bhatiyas and the Lohanas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thathai Bhatia, I have heard the surname. It's a very
Yeah.
popular
Yeah,
Gujarati
yeah,
surname.
yeah. No, it's a Sindhi.
Sindhi surname?
Yeah, it is. Bhatia is a Gujarati, Kutchi, and Sindhi and Halari identities, many multiple identities within.
So, how far is Mandvi and to Mundra?
Okay, they are just very close by. Like, it's like maybe half an hour, not much.
So,
It's
maybe
just
about
like, yeah.
30-40 kilometers.
So, I mean, Mundra replaces Bhadreshwar. So it was Bhadreshwar's where Bhadreshwar, where Jain merchants made their fortunes. So you have many communities emerging during that time, and those communities are making a lot of difference.
So, Kutch was definitely a Jain stronghold.
Yes, I see, because even in Nalia, you see there are shrines, there are sirs in Nalia. My mom also follows that. So it's I told you, it's very porous, plural kind of a society, which is much different than cosmopolitan, but adaptations are quite fluid.
So I was just talking to James, James, and you know him very well.
Yes.
Doing work with him, and he was saying that the British Empire could extend to the Arab world or the UAE,
Frontier, yeah.
the Gulf,
Yeah.
because of the Gujarati merchants, especially because they were actually running most of the the work there, and they were the managers, and they maintained the business side for the British. So, what is your view on that?
So I feel very strongly, and I have a bigger picture emerging of what is the micro picture of all these established networks. So, uh, including the Portuguese, the Dutch, the British, and the French. I'm going in the order they negotiated things and explored. So they all could do everything, whatever came in hegemonic negotiation or conversation. It was because of the established networks. They just harnessed on those systems which were already established. It's like, harnessing the energy is the same way harnessing from the networks. So you are like, it's all there in place. Otherwise, how would you have operative mechanism from the scratch? Then they would have taken more time, more hundreds of years otherwise. So what they could facilitate as soon as with the company charters and they came in, it was because there was already things in place, sophistication in there, the system in place. There is this entire mercantile commercial business language in place, everything, because it's all technology is of trust, and if that technology of trust is already there, you have to just use it. So they used it, what was there.
આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહું છો કે ફાયદો છે.
એ લોકોને ફાયદો એટલે થયો કારણ
I
કે
think we should keep it to Hindi because people will जहाँ फायदा है
तो
और
उनको फायदा इसीलिए तो हुआ कि वहाँ पे सारी चीजें ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग में थी और उन्होंने उसमें से अपना फायदा निकाला.
so it is Gujaratis just have made this word famous, but everybody looks for फायदा.
फायदा. And they also came for the profit and they explored all that. And then when they saw things, I mean, when they could see the things there, why not? Why not
I
capitalize?
want to talk about Mundra. Was not Mundra earlier. It was called something else. There was a Jain merchant whose ship broke or something. There is a story.
Jagdusha,
Huh?
Jagdusha, right?
Yeah, Vardhaman Jain Shah something. Yeah, Jagru yeah.
Jagdusha.
And his ship was sailing.
Right.
Then he went to Darya Peer and what you know.
Yeah, I know about this. This is very interesting. Like, he did not go to Daryapir only. There is this salvage system, because the idea is.
What happened? Because the viewers should know actually what happened to his ship and that whole story. If you.
You say Jagrusa Datar is Datar because he's very generous. So this is what is also the idea of merchants to be seen in another light other than just exploitation and profit. Only not faida. It's about how even the society has faida out of it. So that is how one has to see. And Jagrusa emerges as a very legendary figure because of his acts of generosity and rising in the moments of crisis time and drought especially. So Kutch faces drought and Jagru Sadatar is known for opening up his coffer to everyone just to sustain during those unstable times. So that's one of his you can say underlining work which helps us to understand how these merchants were themselves seeing the world around and their worldview, because their worldview will help you to understand their wisdom and how they are making such fortunes, such huge fortune that they can save the entire society, right? And Jagrusa had many ships going at high sea. So obviously his entire enterprise banks on the idea that it reaches safe to the coast, and if doesn't, then it's a big loss. It's a big loss for everyone, whoever is involved. So yeah, I mean, he had kind of taken some kind of a mannat or vow or manta, I say in Gujarati, that if it reaches, one of the a rich vessel or a cargo was coming near to the coast, and there was some kind of a turbulence. That's what is the records are saying, and he ends up praying that if you can, help me with this, in the sense the goddess, Harsiddhi Mata, which is the shrine of this is located at the hill of the hinterlands, but then he ends up worshipping and praying hard that please save me from this devastating time, and the ship gets saved. But the promise which he had given to the goddess, that I will be giving you the gold necklace, that he did not keep, because he got his mercantile, maybe his merchant's instinct came in between, that what the goddess is going to do with this gold necklace, let me give it to my wife. So that is where I think he got distracted from his keeping words, and the wrath came in of goddess. That's what the legends say. And the goddess just came appear in his dream and woke him from the deep sleep, that go and see the status of your ship which is coming safe to the coast, is it reaching or not. And to his surprise, it was in turbulence, complete turbulence.
So you touched upon a word called malam.
Malam.
So there was a hierarchy. Nakwa.
Yeah.
We in Mumbai, you know the song, na?
Yeah.
Bandore Nakwa ho.
Oh, yes.
So Nakwa is a captain.
Yes.
Then
Yeah. So you have Arabic pronunciation also, Nakhuda.
Nakhuda, acha. So the Nakhuda Mohalla
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
captain's Mohalla.
Yeah. And then we have Malam. Malam is the one who is knowledgeable. Malam.
Acha, Malam.
Malam. The one who has Malum, like Malum, the one who knows everything. And it is, of course, again Arabic lexicon exchange happening here between the coast to coast interaction, and that transmits into the idea about Malami Vidya also, the one who has the knowledge of navigation and knowing the nautical miles, longitude, latitude, open sea navigation with polar star or sun in the daytime, the noontime, and the moon in the night time. So this is how the navigational, or you can call it cosmic astro navigation, because it is cosmology also, navigational cosmology also involved in this. So this particular vidya or the knowledge is a very specific niche knowledge, and the one who is the expert navigator would know. So that expert navigator is our Mal.
And now today they're a family and
Yeah, they have entire Malam no Fadio, the quarter. They're in, if you go to Mandvi, allotted to them. Allotted in the sense they have created their own space there, and they stay, most of them stay there. Many have dispersed because now the times have changed, contemporary occupational requirements have changed, and the role is no more there. So definitely they have diversified, but yes, still you have close knit communities of Malam there in Mandvi present, and you have many Malamni Pothis, the literature they have left. We have 9 Pothis in National Museum of Delhi, and then we have one in Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya Museum. Then some of them, I think couple of them are with Maritime History Society of Mumbai. So the provenance is dispersed. Some are in private collection and they have kept it God knows where. So we are just trying to bring the repository. I have written some kind of a English transcription of it, in the sense English summary, so that the scholars across the world can have idea about what is this navigational manual. It's a captain's logbook, which gives you the idea about, what is the method, what is that technique which they are using at high sea when you don't have proper GPS kind of tool. So they are themselves the GPS, right? And they have birds, they have entire open sea to guide them.
Now, let
And
me tell you, we are living in 2026, right?
yes, yes,
Abhi, this is a national water highway.
yes.
इधर GPS काम नहीं करता है.
See?
If you are saying I want to go from here to Waipin, suppose,
Yeah.
so and you ask Google Map, walk option, a car option, a bike option,
Mm.
a train option,
Correct.
even a flight option,
Mm.
but never a sea option.
Yeah.
तो इसलिए हम सबको मालूम बनना चाहिए.
Yes.
Because
We should
Google
मालूम.
and we should this
हमें मालूम होना चाहिए.
and we should reach out to Google, and scholars like you should tell them ki
Yeah,
two-third
what
of
is that? Yeah, what is that
Earth is-
technique?
yeah.
They use devices like Kamal, again Arabic word, and then they look at this like this is the proper time, the noon time, right? We are at 12 at sea. We are at the right time to understand what Malam must be doing. So they look at the angle,
Hmm.
and this is the angle. Like they explained me also. So your eyes set on the fingertips here and looking at sea and matching the time, and accordingly they would decide the directional mapping and how to then cover the nautical miles accordingly. And that is known to everyone. I mean, if you go and interview, most of them know this at least.
Even today,
Yeah, even today they know this. And sitting at home, by the way, they are not at shore, they are not at the coast, but they still know there that okay, what is the tide pattern?
wow.
It's high tide or it's low tide, or where is the moon or where is the sun? Like everything they can just point out.
Wow.
So this embeds, the knowledge which embeds, it becomes the vestigial memory, and it is oral account also. So at one point, of course, they started writing down about it. That's very, very helpful, or you can say it's a treasure for us, because if they wouldn't have written down, we wouldn't have known the minds, the brilliance which they were having. It's everyday brilliance, right? And what cognitive ability. Their their cognitive ability is marvelous, and it's very hard to find. So this is what is Malam, and in Arabic, I will just conclude on Malam saying, they don't say Malam the way we say. How do you pronounce?
Malam.
Yeah, Malam. Everyone pronounces this way. They say Malam.
Malam.
So it goes up and down like this. That is strings up, and ours don't.
Oh, Malam.
Yeah.
It's a musical.
Yeah. So see how the tone and the rhythm also changes of lexicon exchange. So it's just not one pattern of, one pattern of usage. It's usage.
So the Malam was the Sarang, right?
Sarang, yeah.
It was the Sarang. Foreman?
Yeah, foreman who is very vigilant, has to be vigilant.
Yeah.
And then you have Panjuri. Panjuri.
You have Khalasi.
Oh, Khalasi we have at the bottom.
At the bottom?
At the
Before
bottom.
that was Panjuri.
Panjuri. Sarang we have. Sarang is at the third rank. And then we have Panjuri. It in English, if you write, it looks like Panjari and all, but it's Panjari, and it's a surname also. So most of the Kharwas have this surname also. The Panjaris, they climb up on the mast and fix the sail all the time. So they are the one who decide at what level the sails should be according to the wind. So they have a great dialogue with the wind, and we always talk about monsoon winds. We talk about Mossam, but they are the one who actually understood the rhythm and the patterns of the winds. Yeah.
इसके बाद खलासी है.
Yeah, we have Khalasi coming
Khalasi
from
is
the
a
word.
sailor?
Yeah, it's like on Khalas it works. Khalas is like lump sum amount given to them.
अच्छा.
So on that basis, like this is your amount class.
Khalas, अच्छा. In
You
Arabic.
understand? Like, so you give them this idea that like this much I can give you because it's all about profit, right?
Yeah.
Class. So
In
don't
Arab
yeah.
world
So
they
they say yeah.
class.
Tell us this is it, right? So that's how the class comes, and these classes are again, some kind of entrepreneur, local small time entrepreneurs. So when I remember Shri Vimal Purecha told me about this, and he was told by his grandfather and everyone that what they would do when they reach Arabia, the classes would disperse. Obviously, there's time now, it's all harbored, right? The ship is not moving. So they have a buffer time, and in that buffer time, they also end up doing some kind of a business. So they do soda, they do deals in dates and whatever the Arab, this frankincense and all that, Luban and all that. So whatever they can purchase out of because they are also negotiating fortune, and they are always voyaging with the fortune negotiators or makers, right? So if you are with the fortune makers, you will get the influence, right? Why not? So this is very interesting, I think.
There is a famous song by
Hmm.
Kishore Kumar
Hmm.
which goes मैं हूँ एक खलासी
Yeah.
खलासी बिन पलासी का. Have you heard that
Yeah,
song?
yes. And we also recently had this Coke studio where Gadvi very
Yeah.
famously
That
sang on this Gotilio, Gotilio,
Gotilio,
Gotilio.
yeah. That is
So
for Khalasi only.
Khalasi only, na?
Yeah.
They are the one who are having that sturdy physique and the one who is very energetic and dynamic and of course hot-headed. They themselves agree on this, and I am sure the Kharwas will not mind if I say this, because this water, which is khara pani, salty water, briny deep, right? So it makes you that. Right? You are in everyday conversation with salt, and salt is connected with being hyper. So why not? And the profession is like that. It's not about those delicate people.
The last
One is
Poti
no, it's Petodio.
Petodio.
Petodio is the one who's working for daily bread and butter. So he's given daily allowances and is for everybody, apprentice. Who's a novice, who's a newcomer at sea, and given the chance to read everything. He can be future Panjari, he can be future Sarang, or he can be future Malam and Nakhuda.
Apprentice, trainee, and all that.
Yeah.
This was such an illuminating conversation, Chhaya. And I will not call you Dr. Chhaya and all that because you're to Mumbai ki ladki, and we are so it, and I now am looking forward to going with you to Kutch and meeting the people who can show the direction.
Yes.
Because this is something which we need to do a show on.
Yes.
So when you go next, you please tell us.
Sure.
And we should keep in touch.
Yeah.
And this is such an interesting and illuminating conversation. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time.
Yes. I
How
mean,
was it?
yeah, disseminating the work you do in your studies and making this outreach through your podcast
we
video.
don't do it in a very scholarly way. We do it like
Because
मैं तो कुछ जानता ही
it's
नहीं.
layperson friendly, right? So
Yes.
it has to be scholarly language, has to be transmitted, and I think translated also in that particular way, so that it reaches to people, also makes them easy grasping.
As there is a Malam, my surname is Malum Nahi.
Ah, okay.